Hello folks, this is Aitan Aja from InspiredToRise.com and today we are going to talk about the Nubia Red Magic 3. So guys, let's first start with an unboxing for the same. This is the official box for the Nubia Red Magic 3. Inside you get the smartphone, you get the Red Magic stickers on the inside, you get a quick start guide on the inside, there's the 18-watt fast charger on the inside along with the USB Type-C cable. You also get the SIM ejector tool and not much else on the inside. So that's all that you get on the inside, no earphones on the inside. Now if we talk about the build-in design, it comes with the alloy design, has a rear fingerprint sensor, the display is a 90Hz 6.65 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display. The screen is really bright, touch input is really fast, DCI P3 100% color gamut is supported, it has Corning Gorilla Glass protection and is 19.5:9 aspect ratio. Talking further about the build-in design, it has a rear fingerprint sensor, there's a single LED flash at the back along with a single camera sensor, there's an intake vent at the back just above the fingerprint sensor, and it has got quite an industrial design, and if you look at it closely, it really looks like a gaming PC from the back, and the LED light on the back is definitely customizable, looks really good. Overall, it's quite a heavy phone for something like this because of the fact that it also comes with a 5000 mAh battery, and certainly it's a looker phone. And if you talk about the right hand side, there's the out vent and the power button along with the volume rocker and the capacitive trigger, which is customizable buttons for gaming, and there is the fan vent which is audible in the game space. At the front, there's the bezels and there's the chin also. It has front facing camera at the front along with the LED notification light. It has slightly larger bezels, and at the top you get the 3.5mm jack. At the bottom there's the speaker grill along with the USB Type-C port and the microphone. The left hand side has a 7-pin port for docking, and you also get the SIM tray for dual nano SIM support, and there's also a switch for toggling in the game space. So the game space is where all of your games reside, and you can just start it from there. You get a lot of different options in the game space, like you can trigger the fan, you can use the customizable capacitive buttons at the top in order to play your games, and you can go into different boost modes, etc. And this phone at 216 grams is slightly heavy and is slightly thick too at 10mm. If I talk about the specifications, it comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset on the inside along with 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 or 128 GB of storage. The storage on the inside is a UFS 2.1 storage, so the read-write speeds were appropriate, not really as fast as UFS 3 but still good enough. And then there are options like the fan mode, etc., which you can turn on or off depending upon what you are trying to do. And then there are different modes like performance priority mode, other turbo modes, etc. Personally, I found most of these to be gimmicky and not really that much performance intensive, or I didn't get a lot of boost in the performance because of that. There are options like 4D shock, etc., which work only with few games, and I found that the touch buttons, the capacitive buttons, were really good for playing a lot of games like PUBG, etc. Sometimes you have to add games manually to the game space. Other than that, I felt no issues with this phone. The fan actually reduces the temperature only by 4 to 5 degrees, and it isn't really that much of a cooling boost. At the back you get a 48MP f1.7 main camera, and that camera supports 8K video at 15 frames per second, and there's 4K video 60fps support also, but stabilization needs a little bit more work. The pictures were detailed but slightly over sharpened sometimes. Low light performance in most of the pictures needs more work. There's also super slow motion. This is the 8K video sample. I have made it 2x speed, and I am just zooming into the footage in order to show you how sharp it was. It was okay at best, and the 8K footage does look like a little bit of oversampled 4K type of thing, just upscaled and not really too much of pixel information in there. But I think that maybe they can fix the quality in the near future via updates. Right now it's just a little bit gimmicky. Gcam works on this camera, and personally I found that the camera quality was good enough, but sometimes I felt that the exposure control needed more work. The selfies looked a little bit overexposed. Overall, I felt that the camera is decent for a gaming smartphone which does not try to be a really good camera smartphone. Needless to say, the images had a lot of detail because of the 48MP sensor, and I felt that only the front camera had problems with exposure control and everything. Other than that, I felt that the video quality, etc., was okay. 1080p video is possible from the front camera, and it's a 16 megapixel f2.0 camera. I think that the stabilization also needs a little bit more work because that was also not on point. But if you use a proper version of Gcam, it can fix most of the issues. It comes with an almost stock-like launcher, and there are customizable icon options which I personally liked. There's not too much of bloatware on the smartphone, so that's something appreciable, that they haven't put a lot of bloatware in there. And the skin is also okay, you can customize a few of the elements here and there, and it's okay for anybody who's familiar with stock Android interface. There's also an app drawer in there, and you can also slap a custom launcher of your choice on top in case you don't like it. You can play PUBG like games on this smartphone with HDR and ultra settings. It's a gaming smartphone, and that's why I didn't feel that there was any performance lag whatsoever, and it does not heat up much. If I talk about the benchmark performance also, it was really great, but there's no Widevine L1 support here. Maybe they can fix it with an OT update, but sadly it's not there. And NFC support is also not present on the smartphone, which was also a shocking thing for someone like me, because I feel that this is a really top of the line smartphone and such features should not be missed on this smartphone. If I talk about the pros of this smartphone, it runs really fast. The front facing stereo speakers are loud, and there is a very slight distortion at maximum possible volume. And apart from that, it doesn't go higher than 39 or 40 degrees Celsius while gaming for long periods of time. The back doesn't heat a lot because of the fan. Other than that, I felt that the fan is just gimmicky. It has 32-bit audio support from the 3.5mm jack. And apart from that, if we talk about the pricing, it's available for 35,999 for the 8GB 128GB version, which is red and black. And then there's the price of 46,999 for the 12GB 256GB version, which is the camo version. For a starting price of around 36,000 rupees, it's a good gaming smartphone. But if we talk about the things that it does offer, a lot of smartphones like the Asus 6Z also offer the same. And then there are things about the smartphone which aren't particularly that great. So you have to make a choice. In case you want a really good gaming smartphone, then this can be the option for you, because of the fact that it does perform good enough in all of your games, and it does come up with those capacitive triggers. And then there's the fingerprint unlock, which wasn't really the fastest out there, and all of the fan modes actually don't make too much of a difference because of the fact that the Snapdragon 855 is a chipset which needs to be passively cooled. It's a 7nm chipset, doesn't make much of a difference even if you put a fan in there. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you like this one, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and do subscribe to Inspire to Rise for more awesome tech videos like this one. And guys, no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.